Hello everyone, very warm welcome to ITLS Academy. The topic of today's lecture is continuation of glossary and terms. This is part 3 and we are going to continue some important terms, their definitions, their uses and many more things. So let us start with our lecture. Very first term given here is myelin basic protein. In short, it is also known as MPB. This myelin basic protein is a structural protein within the myelin sheath surrounding neuron. I hope you all know what is myelin sheath because we have studied many times in many lectures. The next term is myelin sheath. What is myelin sheath? Let us see. Myelin sheath is a insulating layer. What is insulating? Insulating is a thing that neither pass the energy nor gain the energy. So this is the insulating layer of a specialized cell membrane wrapped around vertebrate axon. This is an important term that myelin sheath is present around vertebrate axons. This sheath is produced by oligodendrocytes in the central nervous system and by Schwann cells in the peripheral nervous system. Next term is myeloid. Myeloid is a marrow-like but not necessarily originating from bone marrow. This is marrow-like but it is not originated by the bone marrow. Next term is myeloid stem cell. This myeloid stem cell is precursor to the other lines of blood cells. What are other lines of blood cells? These are erythrocytes, granulocytes, monocytes and platelets. The second generation cells are still pluripotent but their developmental potential is limited because neither can form an offspring of the other type. Coming to the next important term, that is myocyte. Myocyte, this myo word is related to muscle always. So this myocyte is a muscular tissue cell. MyoD1. MyoD1 is a group of four basic myogenic regulatory factors. These myogenic regulatory factors are helix loop helix transcription factor. What is a helix loop helix? We all know that helix looks something like this and loop looks something like this. So helix, loop and helix. These are some super secondary structures of protein that this is helix, this is loop and this is again helix. And this is a transcription factor, it will express the informations. So this myodin is also a helix loop helix transcription factor and a newly discovered factor called muscle enhancer factor 2 which appears to work away from the other three factors. However, all four of the factors in this MyoD family have the capacity to converting non-muscle cells into the cells expressing the full range of muscle proteins. Next very important term is a nestin. Nestin is an intermediate filament. What is intermediate filament? It provides strength to muscle tissues. This is an intermediate protein found in cells such as neural and pancreatic precursors. Neural crust. Neural crust is a band of cells that extend lengthwise along the neural tube of an embryo and give rise to cells that form the cranial, spinal, and autonomic ganglia, as well as becoming odontoblast. What is odontoblast? Cells that are related to teeth, which form the calcified part of the teeth. What is calcified? If we talk about the structure of tooth, this is our tooth. So the outer calcified white structure, that is outer layer or hardening layer, is known as the odontoblast, that is tooth forming cell. This odontoblast, here this is odontoblast, and this forms the outer, this calcified layer of our tooth. The next term is neural plate. Neural plate is a thickened band of ectoderm along the dorsal surface of an embryo. What is dorsal surface? If we talk about the structure of our body, so we call the surface on which expressions or we can say that our front area is known as ventral, while our back area is known as dorsal. So this is dorsal surface of an embryo. The nervous system develops from this tissue. Neural plate is responsible for the formation of the nervous system. Coming to the next term, that is a neurosphere. Neurosphere is a primitive neural tissue that arises when embryonic stem cells are grown in certain culture conditions. Next term is NMDA receptor. NMDA means N-methyl D-aspartate receptor. This NMDA is a neurotransmitter receptor for excitatory synapses. What are synapses? Synapses are the junction between two neurons. These synapses work for the junction of two neurons. Two neurons join by the help of this synapse. Next one term is a nodal. Nodal is a knob-like protrusion. What is knob-like protrusion? It will look something like this. Node. Node is a knot, knob, a protrusion or swelling, a constricted region, a small rounded organ or structure. Next, very important term is a nodocard. This nodocard forms the axial skeleton in the embryos of all chordates. This term is very important because these are all chordates without any exception. In vertebrates, it is replaced partially or completely by vertebrae. Our vertebral column is formed by the removal of this nodocard, or we can say not the removal, this is a type of transformation. This nodocard converts into the vertebral column. Next term is oligodendrocyte. This oligodendrocyte is a cell that provides insulation. Again, insulation we have already seen to nerve cells. Insulation to nerve cells is provided by oligodendrocytes by forming a myelin sheath. Now you can see the cells that are responsible for the formation of this myelin sheath are oligodendrocytes, and this myelin sheath is present around the axon. Coming to our next term, that is plasticity. Plasticity is again very important term because this plasticity property is found in the stem cells. So the ability of stem cells from one adult tissue to generate the differentiated types of another tissue. Here you can see that how plasticity plays a very important part for the differentiation in various kind of cells and tissues. So now we are going to see our next important term, that is pluripotent stem cells. This pluripotent stem cell is a single stem cell that has the capability of developing cells of all germ layers. What are all germ layers? These are endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm. These are formed by the pluripotent stem cells. Next one is polarity. Polarity is the presence of an axial non-symmetric gradient along a cell or tissue. Population doublings. A doubling in the number of cells when grown in culture. Next term is precursor cells. Precursor cells in fetal or adult tissues. These are partly differentiated cells that divide and give rise to differentiated cells. These precursor cells are also known as progenitor cells. Next one term is pre-implantation embryo. As the name indicates, this name is having pre in the term. So this pre is responsible for the term that is before something. So here this pre means before implantation. What is implantation? Implantation is attachment of embryo from this ovary wall, uterine wall. So before implantation, pre-implantation embryo, we are going to see the properties of embryo just before the implantation in the uterine wall. So this pre-implantation embryo is the very early free floating embryo. From the time the egg is fertilized until implantation in the mother's womb is complete. Coming to our next term, that is the radioimmunoassay. Radioimmunoassay is a technique for the determination of any product, any substance according to their concentration. So, this radioimmunoassay is a sensitive method of determining the concentration of a substance, particularly a protein-bound hormone in blood plasma. Next important term is retinoic acid. Retinoic acid is a morphogen. Morphogen is a substance that works according to its concentration. If the concentration is high, then it will work in an efficient manner. It will work in a proper manner. But if the concentration is less than threshold concentration, it will not form the desired thing that it is going to make. This retinoic acid is a metabolite of vitamin A. Next one is RNA or ribonucleic acid. This RNA is a chemical that is similar in structure to DNA, except that this RNA is single-stranded while the DNA is a double-stranded molecule. One of its main functions is to translate the genetic code of DNA into structural protein. What does this rule known as? This rule is known as central dogma. That is, if this is our DNA, this DNA will form RNA by the process of transcription, and further this RNA will form protein by the process of translation. Next one is ribosome. Any of the RNA and protein rich cytoplasmic organelle that are sites of protein synthesis. Next one is Schwann cell. Schwann cells. In the embryos, Schwann cells grow around the nerve fiber, forming concentric layers of the cell membrane. Next one term is side population or SP stem cell. Two examples of multipotent stem cell populations found in bone marrow and skeletal muscle. Side populations are not yet fully characterized. Their significance is their unexpected ability to differentiate into cell types that are distinct from their tissue of origin. Next term is stem cell antigen 1. This is a cell surface protein on bone marrow cells indicative of hematopoietic stem cells and mesenchymal stem cells. Next term is stem cell factor or in short SCF. This is a relatively undifferentiated cell that can continue dividing indefinitely, throwing off daughter cells that can undergo terminal differentiation into particular cell types. This is also known as Steele factor. Syncytiotrophoblast. This is a multinucleated cell. What is multinucleated cell? This is a cell. Cell is single, but the nucleus present in the cells are many nucleus. This is multinucleated cell formed from the cells of the trophoblast. Only a small area of the syncytiotrophoblast is evident at the start of the formation of the embryo, but the cell tissue is highly invasive, quickly expands and soon surrounds the entire embryo. Next term is syncytium. The syncytium is a mass of cytoplasm containing many nuclei that are enclosed by a single plasma membrane. This is usually the result of either cell fusion or a series of incomplete division cycles in which the nuclei divide but the cell does not. Let us understand what this statement is saying. If this is our cell, but due to some reasons it do not go for the division, but the nucleus present in the cell undergo division. So here this cell will remain same but the nucleus will divide. This process will repeat again and again. Cell will not divide, but the nucleus present in the cell will divide. And ultimately, this cell will form a multinucleated condition. In this condition, there will be a lot of nuclei present in a single cell. Coming to the next term that is very important, that is teratoma. Teratoma is a tumor composed of tissues from the three embryonic germ layers. What are three embryonic germ layers? These are endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm. This teratoma usually found in ovary and testes. Produced experimentally in animals by injecting pluripotent stem cells in order to determine the stem cells' abilities to differentiate into various types of tissues. Next term is tissue culture. Tissue culture is growth of tissue in vitro on an artificial medium for experimental research. This tissue culture mostly performed in laboratories. This is of two types. It may be animal tissue culture or it may be plant tissue culture. Next term is tolerance. Tolerance is a state of specific immunologic unresponsiveness. Individuals are normally tolerant to their own cells and tissues. Autoimmune diseases occur when tolerance fails. What does this mean? This is any foreign antigen. When it will attack our body will respond it and will inhibit it. But if this body lost the functions of tolerance, then this will be unresponsive to this coming antigen and it will cause disease. Next one term is tolerance induction. Tolerance induction is the education process that T cells undergo. This education process is for T cells for the discrimination between self and non-self, that is foreign proteins. This process takes place primarily in the thymus. In addition to inactivating or deleting self-reactive T cells, those T cells that can recognize the body's major histocompatibility proteins but not be activated solely by this recognition are also selected to leave the thymus, that is circulate through the body. Here some important definitions, some important full forms are given. Let us see them once. One is AGM. AGM is the region where the aorta, gonads and fetal kidney mesh. Next term is ALS. ALS, all these terms we have studied anyhow in our previous lectures, in all our lectures of the regenerative medicine. So now the full forms and their main points are given here. So let us see all those points. This ALS is a myotrophic lateral sclerosis, and this is also known as Gay-Herx disease. Next term is BME, that is beta-mercaptoethanol. It is used for the breakage of disulfide bonds present in the protein. Next term is BMP1 to 9. These are bone morphogenic proteins and are signaling molecules. Next one is BRCA1 and BRCA2. Both are breast cancer genes, but defined on the order, that is breast cancer gene 1 and 2. Next one term is CABC. This is enhancer binding protein. CD4 or cluster of differentiation 4 present on the helper T cells that are instrumental in initiating an immune response by supplying help in the form of special cytokines. This is very important term to remember, that helper T cells provide help in the form of cytokines to both CD8 cytotoxic T cells as well as B cells. Next one is CD8 or cytotoxic or killer T cells that are capable of killing infected cells once activated by cytokines. Cytokines secreted by antigen-specific CD4 plus helper T cells. Next one is CMV, that is cytomegalovirus, EBS, that is embryoid bodies, EG term used for the embryonic germ cell, ES used for embryonic stem cell, FACS, that is fluorescence activated cell sorting, FAS receptor for fatty acid synthase. GP130 is a glycoprotein signal transducing receptor of cytokines. GSC is goosequite, a signaling molecule. Next one, HCNS. SC is the human central nervous system stem cell. HESX1 is pituitary transcription factor. HEX, that is hexosaminidase. This is an enzyme for processing lipid. Next term is HGF or hepatic growth factor molecule. As the name indicates, hepatic, it will help in the growth of liver. This is also a scatter factor. HLA, human leukocyte antigens. HOXA-D, homeobox containing A to D, A transcription factor. HPC is a hematopoietic progenitor cell. HSC is a hematopoietic stem cell. ICM is inner cell mass. IVF, in vitro fertilization. LIF, leukemia inhibitory factor. This leukemia inhibitory factor is a growth factor and helps in the growth. Next term is LIM1. This is a transcription factor molecule. Next one, MAC1 or CD11B. This is an antigen found in blood cells, indicative of murine and progenitor cells. And last one, MPC or mesenchymal progenitor cells. So thank you very much guys for watching this session. This was all about the regenerative medicine. Our course ends here. This is the last lecture of regenerative medicine. Guys, stay connected with ITLS Academy. Follow ITLS Academy on various social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp and LinkedIn. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel ITLS Academy And do not forget to press the bell icon so that you can get notified whenever there is an upload on the channel. You can also get the app of ITLS Academy on Google Play Store. So thank you for watching. Like this video, share with your friends and also subscribe to our channel ITLS Academy. For any help or query, you can call us on our helpline number 7080-833-450, and you can also visit our website www.itlsacademy.com. Thank you very much.